why are they running? Like you keep emphasizing on this fact that you have to find out your whys, because when you're running, like say, like we do like 13 plus miles, like 13 and a half is like a half. But then like some people are doing like more than that, like 17 miles, 20 miles. So basically in those scenarios, like even 13, right, or 10, right, you have to really find out like does it do for you. Medal aparts, but you have to, people have really committed this time, and they have found out like a really lifelong something which they can retain like for lifelong, you can go to gym for 6 months, 8 months, or 3 or 4 years, but running is like where, you just put on the shoes and like basically start running. So people have really figured out or find their true passion, like when they were a kid, all they were doing was running, at least our generation, like mostly. So I think very commendable, like what new folks have done this time. Really commendable.
Totally agree.
Really inspired, actually.
Phenomenal. So I also want to reminisce, as I said, I just want to bring out some stories. Oh, man, Madhavi has also joined. Fantastic. Also, a big hand to Madhavi for making this happen. Our admissions team, T-shirts. She has worked so hard in the back. Unfortunately, we haven't seen it. Thank you, Madhavi. Really, she's worked hard in making the season happen. Thank you, Madhavi.
Thank you.
So let me reminisce a few things. As is tradition, I want to start with everybody comes to this line with an amazing storyline, and I just want to spend 1 or 2 minutes bringing that storyline per runner so that you all should know what has happened. Let me start with Julie. Okay. Julie, please, one quick raise your hand so that 100% everybody knows whom I'm talking about. Now, Julie is a absolute first time runner. Never even run more than maybe 2 miles. I don't think so. Even 2 miles is too much. Maybe a mile. Or never run at all, right? Never run. And as is with all of you or most of first-time runners, she just was so afraid. She said, hey, can I even do this? It's not something I can do it, forget about it and that type of stuff. And I said, like I told all of you, just try it out. 3 miles later on, buy the shoes and all that. And then she started. She's characterized by absolute dedication, and now she is that grade A plus kind of a student. Not missed a single thing till now. She's always 5 out of 5 every week. And then suddenly, as with every, there's always a story. She had a mega injury on her leg where she could not even walk straight. In fact, initially she thought she had some like heart problem or something. Like she had some chest pain and all that shit. But luckily it was nothing about chest. It was just maybe some gastric trouble or whatever. But then that left, and then she had leg pain. Severe leg pain that she can't even walk straight, and then 3.5 weeks she was down, completely done. And this happened just when the peak meso hit. And then, of course, as you can imagine, she was just very, very, very disappointed. She thought, man, this is done. And then we had a call about 10 days ago. I told her, what, try 2 days, 2 miles, 1 mile, even if it is a little bit of pain, just try because you've had enough rest. And before you know, she tried. She ran with a lot of pain once. Second day she ran. Third day she got pain again, but on a different leg. But within 1 week she was good. And then she did a 10-mile meso, and she's now ready for half marathon. That's the story, guys. So yes, Julie.
Bala, I still have my pain.
She still has pain.
I still have pain, but I'm still running. I just want to do it.
Well done. Really, that's the spirit. Thank you, Julie. The next person I want to say is Sridhar. Sridhar, little hand raise. This guy is a revelation, okay? This guy is the new Deepak in our group, or the find of the season for our group. He has never run in his life. And whatever you're seeing him right now, just add about 15 pounds. That's how he was when I first met him.
20 pounds, 22 to be precise.
22 pounds. You just add 22 pounds to him. And he has never run. In fact, the first meeting like this we had in Google Hangout, I remember he telling me that I told him everybody very clearly, man, this is a sort of tough love is the type of way we will do it. That means I'll be very loving. At the same time, I'll be strict. If you don't do this for 2 weeks, I'll throw you out. And with a smiling face, I'll throw you out. I told him that. And he pinged me and said, man, this is seems like a tough one, but you know what? I need the tougher. Otherwise, I don't think so I'll ever do this because I've never done this before, never ran anything. And now this guy is like a horse. He's a horse. He runs so beautifully. He does sub 10 mile, 5 mile, 6 mile, sub 10 he does. And he is the most dejected right now because he can't go to his favorite meditation trail. That was his I meet his wife. His wife is like, man, I cannot believe this guy's transformation. In fact, I'm jealous of this guy right now because he stopped eating crap food, which he is known for as a foodie. He stopped eating crap food. His mega change in his lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I know that he's like a Deepak because this is not his one time. He's going to do this all his life. I know that. I can see.
That's right.
And
Bala, it took me like I was working on like a Cedar for like almost like a last year and a half to get him to run like, and I knew that because he played tennis anyway, because he had the internal infrastructure already built.
yeah,
All I had to do was connect him with you, and then he will be good to go.
amazing.
No, I think, yeah, Deepak kept mentioning, asking me to join, but I was kind of dodging that for a while. And then one day Deepak said, you don't have a choice. I'm just going to, refer your name to Bala and that's it, right? And then he didn't even give me a choice. And I'm so glad he did that. That was like, transformed my life.
That's phenomenal, man. So let's give a huge round of applause to Sridhar. Not missed a single day. Fantastic newcomer and a great role model for many seasons to come. I'm 100% sure. The next person I want to talk about is Poonam. Actually, Kushi is not here, but Poonam is another exact similar Julie kind of starting point. And, Poonam used to be a yoga teacher. Do you know that? She used to be a yoga teacher in her past life. And, and she was like super fit yoga teacher, not just a regular yoga teacher. And of course, life happens. And she came in with really, 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 I would say, nervous start. I mean, if I can go back, for preparation for this meeting, I actually went and saw the early discussions and the early communications I've had with people over email or WhatsApp. And her, if you go back to her runners, her entire mission in life was to do a 5K. That's all. She really wanted to do a 5K and she wanted a 13-week training to do a 5K. That is how she started. And of course, she is also, Kushi is her daughter, 13, 14-year-old daughter. She has also never run. And man, what a journey. Again, a journey of commitment, journey of resilience, housewife, mom, so many new things. I think she never let it go, never missed a single long run. In between, she went from A to B and she just didn't like the life of B, I think. And she came back to A. And even now she's debating, man, somehow she wants to go out and run. She doesn't have a treadmill at home. So there is that debate that I think like Meghna she's having, but unbelievable journey, Poonam. She is coming to like 11, sub 12, half marathon pace. She's totally ready to do a half marathon. There won't be no doubts. Tomorrow, if there's a half marathon, she'll finish it. She's focused and really, really a proud new first time half marathoner was joined. So, hey, Poonam, you want to say something?
Thanks to you and the group. Yeah, you kept motivating. Yeah.
Of course. Congrats, Poonam. Let's give a huge round of applause for Poonam. Another pretty amazing, thing that she has achieved. The next one, I think all of you are on mute for whatever reason. Somebody mutes. I think, Disha, you're playing around. Maybe you can unmute everybody in case you want to talk. Next, I want to say is Mo.
You're the host.
Okay, good. Oh, I'm the host. Where do I unmute? 1 second.
You just tap the people and you can unmute.
I got it. I unmuted all. I think I unmuted all. Okay.
Oh, we are okay. I think I can talk.
Okay, perfect. Sorry. The next is Mo. So he joined a little late. His journey is going to be very special. I'm not going to steal his thunder. I'm going to wait for him to finish the half marathon. But man, if you want someone who wants to, who you want to like listen to a story of climbing some major personal, should I say, mountains to climb and conquer, and that is Mo. Okay, he joined 2 weeks late, and we had to ensure that he's ready for the running thing, and we made him run around a little bit more to confirm that he's ready, and he did that. Day one, from first day onwards, I knew that Mo had something special, and what that was that burning desire to do. That was Mo. He was just wanted to do, period. If there is one thing in life, he wanted to do a half marathon. That was Mo. Every day, I mean, he must have called me maybe 6 or 7 times, even the slightest of doubts. I love it, Mo. I'm so happy that you're, that just shows that you care. That really shows he cares. Every small deviation, let's say I asked him to do on a Thursday, but for some reason he wanted to do it on a Wednesday or a Friday. He will not just like that do it. He will ping me, call me, ask me as if like, then only he will change. And if I had said, no, you have to do it on Thursday, he will do it on Thursday, period. That is how it was. Commitment to the cause. Thank you for the exalted status you gave me, buddy. I felt great. And I also know that you did everything. Literally, you gave it all. I don't know in life, what other things you gave your all, like what you're given in the last 15, 16 weeks to this training program. And the results shows clearly, right? And I know you're ready for a half marathon. Completely ready, not only for this, I think half marathon for life. I think you're ready for it. So guys, huge round of applause to Mo. Huge.
Thank you. Thank you, Bala. I think this has been an amazing journey. I will still wait to share my story, like what motivated me. I want to finish half marathon because my thing goes up and down. As Bala mentioned, sometimes I'm like very much frustrated because of the way my body reacts to that, but I have to keep it under leash. So, but thanks to all the doctors, Bala, assistant coaches, and everybody. I think whenever I have a doubt, I just shoot the question. I'm not shy at all. So sorry if it's too much overwhelming for you guys, but
sorry at all. It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. And special thanks to Julie. I met her in the gym, and that's how I asked her to introduce me to Bala. I said I'll tell him my story, and he will have to admit me into this race, even though I'm 1 month late. So, thank you.
Good job. Good job. Next person is an equally fascinating story is Nimesh. Now Nimesh is my God. He has got, as you know, Nimesh is a 5 out of 5. He wants to give Boston folks a run for their money. And he's the only guy from New Jersey who can possibly do that. Unfortunately, fate was against him in between. But Nimesh, he used to run a little bit. Many years ago, he tried to do a half marathon, but maybe he overstretched himself and he got into a knee problem. And ever since, he was always afraid of running, right? And then he saw in season 2, pretty much everybody around his neighborhood, everybody is running. So he really wanted to do it, but he knew he had a challenge in his knee. So imagine his sort of commitment. 2 months or so, even before our season started, he was training pre-season to get to the season. I mean, proper yoga and swimming and all kinds of stuff. That was his dedication. And I remember the first time, Nimesh was the first sort of official student to join season 3. Seeing he was my test case of how to get somebody to join in. So I had taken him to Quick Check to discuss like what I expect. Okay. And did tell him many things. And he was saying only one thing, dude, in my life, I need a challenge in front of me. I need something where I need to like crush myself to get to the challenge. That motivates me. And for me, this is the greatest challenge right now. And I'm like, my juices are flowing in my body right now. I need to do this. Come what may, I have to do this. I know it's not easy. And if you look at Strava of Nimesh, I think his first miles were 17 miles, 16 and a half miles. 1 mile I'm talking about. Barely doing it, but he never let go. He never let go. He always 5 out of 5 student, as I said. And then disaster struck. Like we discussed in the last State of the Union, knee gave way for, luckily it was not a, really a horrible thing, but still it was so bad that he could not even walk. He was down to tears. His doctor said, that's it, your season is over. Could not believe it. But then 1 or 2 weeks later, the luck favors the brave, as they say. It was not a mega issue. It was just some other strain or whatever. That strain got cleaned up. He got better. And 2.5 weeks later, he's back and he hasn't missed a single day again. And I think he's completely ready to do a half marathon, the first one in his life. A journey of pure courage, emotion, like they say in Sholay. This had dramas. It had it had everything. His story mein sab kuch tha in the last 14 weeks for Nimesh, very, very inspirational. Huge round of applause, my friend. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Bala.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah, you're ready, buddy.
Yeah, but just 2 minutes. Had it not been for the group is pretty motivational, and everybody is so helpful in giving the advice, suggestions, and looking at the numbers in Strava of others. That motivates a lot. So I would rather say kudos to everyone and big round of applause for everyone in the group.
Yes, 100% agree. I do agree. Group is special. Group is very special, no doubt. Then it is Meghna. Meghna is another classic story. I don't know, Meghna, if you can hear me, please unmute yourself. I want to see.
I can.
Meghna's story is this, like, Madhvi had to actually motivate her a little bit to join because she was really scared to join this team. She was 100% sure she's not there. Of course, like many of the first timers, she has never run. Not only that, she was positive that, she used to do, I think, general regular fitness type of exercises, but running, absolutely not. All she wanted to do was an 8K as an absolute stretch. Okay, 5K is the best stretch she can do, and 8K is when, if something has gone totally crazy, she would do 8K. And I have WhatsApp messages as proof. In fact, I had told her, keep this. When we finish the half marathon, let's go and listen to this again. And of course, she didn't believe any of the things I said. I know it at that time. And she started training. My goodness, magical transformation is what I would say. Every time, the best thing I like about Meghna is that every time she gets a distance PR, I'm talking about from the time she got a 3-mile PR to a 4-mile PR to a 5-mile PR, and now she has done multiple 10-mile PRs. Every time, in fact, I look forward to that. I get a personal message on how amazing she felt in doing that PR. It is almost like I look at it like a mountain climbing, a base camp, advanced base camp, next base camp, every base camp she enjoyed, like every camp she achieved in terms of altitude, she enjoyed it, and she poured her emotions out on how she felt. And thank you for doing that. Hearing those messages is a motivation for me. That means, we are driving impact on my students or my runners' life, and those are proofs for me. And whenever I hear that message, I feel like going for a run myself. So it's not that you're only doing it for yourself, you're doing it for me too. So thank you for doing that. And what an amazing journey. She's now a proper, well-trained half marathon. I can tell you that. She will 100% do a half marathon. And I also know that she, given her sort of mental mindset, this is not the one-time dabbling kind of a girl she is. She'll keep doing it for a long time to come, which is what is the right way to do. And Meghna, fantastic, Meghna. Huge round of applause for Meg.
Thanks, Bala. This is not possible without, of course, you guiding us and the team. And I owe, if I make it, which I'll make it, I know for sure. But my thanks to Madhavi, because at 10:30, I'm somebody who sleeps around 9:30, and at 10:30, 11, she calls me and she says, "Yaar, tu join to kar le, sirf train to kar le." So that was the thing that pulled me into this group, not what all the RTGS group convinced. Madhavi, I owe you one, buddy.
Lovely. So that is on that side. And then I'm only touching on newcomers first, because they are, as if you remember my first message, the idea of this group is to get to the newcomers. If we make the newcomers get to their goals, then the second time runners have already achieved their goal, right? So that's why I'm definitely starting with the newcomers first. So that is that. And then now let's look at the elite runners, as in the elite first time amateur runners, and they are called Boston runners. These guys are a different breed. Like if you are like, if you are like the street dogs, they are like the German shepherds, like the purebred German shepherd. They're a different breed altogether when it comes to running. I mean, they have a very different genetic material, and that genetic material is about this. Go at it, and that's it. Like there is no, there's not even a 0.0001% of, not following what is supposed to be done. Simply mind-blowing training. That's all I can say. I don't have any words to explain our Boston friends. They're just like, and let me tell you, these guys are not runners in any stretch of imagination, okay? Yes, Suja has run, but she hasn't done any half marathon or anything. First time she is doing it. So yes, she's been running 5 miles and so, or whatever distances she has run for a year. but never run any race per se in terms of long distance racing. Aparna too, I know that she's not even thought about running before before the season, I think. Sapna, same story. She has not run at all. And our guy, the ultimate guy, which is Srivatsan, who has not even done a half marathon, and now he's going to do a full marathon and a half marathon in terms of first time medals. I don't even know if there is another Srivatsan in this world. Even before I knew there is no other person same as Srivatsan. But now though it's 100% I have proof. There's nobody like Srivatsan who does these kind of things. And not only he does it, you should go to Strava and look at his 20-mile runs, for instance. I'm sure Raghu, you would appreciate, or Deepak will appreciate when you go and look at the 20-mile runs of Srivatsan.
Yeah.
Freaking amazing 20-mile runs. Stacked, slowly increasing runs, ending the last 2 miles of the 20-mile run at sub 10 or maybe even sub 9. It's just that first time he's doing. So first, Srivatsan, man, you are really a rock star beyond anybody's expectations. And I know Srivatsan is like that. If he takes on anything, he will just go into the postdoctoral or a double postdoctoral degree and just like get the last drop of juice out of it, and then only he will let it go. Poker is same. It's the second time I've introduced something to him where it has ignited his passion. First one was his poker, and next is running. Third is mountain training, mountain climbing, which I am going to do it very soon. But Srivatsan, man, you have inspired a community, and you are it, buddy. You are unbelievable, and I think you will do a full marathon, half marathon. You've done multiple times. You can go sleep and run a half marathon now. Full marathon, you will 100% do. Fantastic, man. Fantastic. Oh, you're mute, buddy.
Big time thanks to you and the whole group. I mean, that's very motivating to see everybody who do a fantastic job here.
Yeah. It's awesome, dude. And then Aparna. Now let's talk about the next person. Aparna, Srivatsan's wife. Very busy lifestyle. But again, 5 out of 5. By the way, all Boston 5 out of 5. Okay. In week 14, 5 out of 5. Like line of discipline. In fact, it's so easy for me to score, Like when I go to Boston, I just put 5 first in that sheet and then take a look at it, like a cursory look at it. I don't even know the others. I have to look at everything, whether they have done it properly and all. For me, Boston, it's pleasure to get grade. I just put 5 and move on because I know it's anyway going to be the same. So thank you for making my grading very easy. Aparna, again, never run, maybe 15-minute a mile or something like that starting. And now she dishes out on a regular basis, reverse split runs, long runs with a power-packed last mile. And I think she is just enjoying running too now. I think she's enjoying running. Fitness is at her life's peak right now. I can see it. Aparna, fantastic, Apu. Really, really well done. Give it a big hand for Aparna's journey. Excellent. Then we have Sapna here. Another, wow. I mean, Sapna is, I don't know how you're doing it with kids, and she has kids, and her family is not, Srivatsan is not running. At least in Aparna's case, both Srivatsan and Aparna can run. I think she's the only runner right now in the family. But she hasn't missed a single day. Phenomenal development in the last 15 weeks. I think her first run was again in the 15-minute a mile, kind of a thing. And I think now she can dish out a last mile sub 10 in long runs. I mean, sub 10 last mile in a long run of 10-mile runs. It's just phenomenal development, phenomenal improvement. And and commitment. That's the most important thing. Not missed a single day of strength, not missed. This is just mind-blowing stuff, Sapna. Thank you, Sapna. You're ready. You're also ready. Very, very nice. And
thanks to you and your training. And one more thing is thanks for the team for supporting, plus the Boston team, various ways, introducing me to trails and tips and everything. Just I call Srivatsan and say, where do I start my marathon? So laying out the trail. So everyone's been very supportive. Thank you.
Amazing, Sapna. And of course, Suja, super committed. I love about that. Suja is, once she gets in, she gets it. There is no half-assed anything. I mean, anything. I mean, I've been doing mountaineering as well with her. So I know her commitment. You need that. You need that burning desire to do something. Otherwise you won't do these kind of things. And she wants to do this in the best possible quality as well. It's not just going and doing it. That's her commitment. And this is the first time. I shudder to think what my next season training will be for Suja, because I know she's going to have a very high bar for next season. But I love that kind of sports, approach. And she's poured her heart out. She's a little bit like the Nimesh, focused, absolute focused, emotionally, psychologically, physically, onto this, onto the challenge at heart. And what a journey, amazing, Sujat. Seriously, I'm inspired every time I look at your thing. I get inspired. And she's the one who writes how she felt in the run. It's not just about running. She writes how she felt. She asks questions, and we have a lot of debates, a lot of questions, a lot of, she keeps me in my feet. And we have gone and researched the historic runs, not only this season. We have done everything possible. And thanks to her, I've asked many questions to my coaching team, because she asked some questions which I have no idea how to respond. So I've actually learned many things to try to answer her. So, it has been a journey of education all around. And Sujat, you've been the absolute best in this, man. Big, huge round of applause to you, Sujat. You're absolutely ready for half marathon. And there's no doubt about it.
Thanks, Bala. I just want to say, like Mo, I also have like the self-doubt, I think. So I have to do it and then I'll believe.
You will 100% do it. Trust me, all of you I'm looking at right now. See, remember, the goal was not to finish it, because everybody can finish a half marathon. It's about finishing with a run with a smile. That is the goal. You think you can't finish half marathon 3-4 weeks ago? You can. Because if, let us say, your life was dependent on it, and somehow you have to go and finish it, otherwise you won't get food for the next 10 days, or coronavirus is behind you, won't you run and finish the half marathon? You will, right? You will just somehow roll and crawl and finish it off. But the goal here is to finish with a smile, and finish with as if you can do another 2-3 miles, which is where I'm saying you guys are. Trust me, you guys are like that. So I'm very confident about it, and we'll see it very soon. The next couple of days you will know, and then for others they'll know it in a week. For the second time half marathoners, or second or senior ones, I'm calling out Shalini, who has already finished one half marathon last weekend like that. Now Shalini is in that state where she went for a long run, and I think she suddenly felt like it and just finished a half marathon and came back. That is Shalini right now. How crazy is that? This is Shalini who's never run in just last season, guys. She's not been running for 10 years or something. Just last season, she was like you guys, first time runners. And now she's just went and just felt like it and finished it off. Yes, Madhavi, you want to say something?
No, I also want to say that we have just quick mention that we have, aside from the running group, there's a women's running group that addresses certain issues that are related, and Renu started this, related to women's issues during running. So we have Shalini as part of the doctors group. So she's very involved in answering a lot of questions of the other women runners.
Oh,
so
lovely.
Thank her for that, yes.
Amazing. Thank you, Dr. Shalini.
Thanks to you, Bala. Everything, kudos to you actually for making me do this. And, your guidance has really, the group has supported me so much. Everyone giving feedback on Strava, that really inspires. And when I see others on Strava, I want to do it. And, I tell my kids to go and look at the Strava runs of others, it's really very inspiring. Thanks to you.
Awesome, Shalini. Seriously, and thank you for, I didn't know about the women's group, and you being the doctor in that. Fantastic. I know women issues need to be discussed. That's great. Thanks, Madhavi, for bringing that up. Awesome, Shalini.
I dare.
Poonam, you want to say something, Poonam?
Yeah. I dare to run on the road only because of I see Shalini running.
Very nice, very nice. And then Raghu, I mean, I need an hour to talk about Raghu and his greatness. I'm talking about the full marathon Raghu first. Man, he is just another, he's Srivatsan and all of the elite runners, really elite runners. Of course, I'm going to talk about kids. I don't know, we don't see any kids here. When I talk about elite, I need to talk about kids, first time kids, but Raghu totally was ready for full, what, sorry?
I was just going to clarify that Manan is on the audio.
Oh, Manan is there. Fantastic. Perfect. I'll just talk about Manan real quick. Okay, they are in audio. And I don't know if Pratham is there. Is that the other one? Is Pratham's number?
Pratham is here. Yeah, he's also on the audio.
Oh, lovely. Okay, I will talk a little bit. But
Dia is here as well.
Oh, Dia is too. Perfect. So just to finish my thought, I was telling about Raghu, full marathon, totally getting there. And then now he's moved to half marathon. He wants to have the full marathon experience. I think hopefully we'll do it towards Philly. I think Philly might be a full marathon for you, Raghu. But you've been an awesome supporter. And I know that if there was a full proper race, he would be supporting us in the half marathon. That's what he would have done like last time. So, and he's also inspired his kids, Tejasi and Akshaya. They will also be ready for a half marathon completely. They will do a phenomenal job. They have come a long way. From last time was the first time, and this time they will run with a smile. I can guarantee you that. That is how Tejasi and Akshaya has come. Awesome job, Raghu. Then we have Dia, second time half marathoner, who just completed a 10-mile run in her dining room. How crazy is that? Think about this. She just finished a 10-mile inside her dining room and all that around living area. Huge applause. Give it up for that commitment, Dia. Dia Deepak. Really lovely. Excellent job. Good job. And then we have, that little boy here you can see with a nice hairstyle, and that is Rao, Pratham Rao. He is a monster runner, I'm telling you guys. He is an absolute monster runner. He does 10 miles on an average. Yes, Rupa is trying to make him more handsome. And he does a 8:20 average 10-mile runs. 8:20. And I know he's not even trying. Because I'm saying, dude, don't go too fast, man. Conserve energy. And he's Sammy's age. He's Sammy and Manan. I think Manan is on the phone maybe. Kids, maybe 10, 11 years max. These guys are supreme athletes. You should go and check out. I think here Pratham has also gone in Strava. Just check out his Strava numbers. Brilliant running. Simply brilliant running. Yep.
Do you see anybody waiting to join, please?
Yeah, I am just, I kind of admitted everybody.
Okay, because Manan dropped, and so she's saying that if you could let her back in.
Got it, 1 second. Yeah, I've admitted everybody. Good.
All right, thanks.
Okay, so as I was saying, Pratham, you are an absolute rock star, buddy. And you're going to finish your half marathon. I have no doubts about it. But not only half marathon, I think we should do even better half marathon next cycle. And maybe 1 or 2 years later that you, Sammy, I don't know if Sammy is there, you, Sammy, and Manan is not here now. I don't know if he's on the phone.
He's here. He's
here.
He's
on the phone. Manan is another, if you look at Manan, he's like a small, tiny kind of frame. Disha. He and Disha are just hardly any bone, skin, brain. That's all. You look at him like that. But once he gets his foot on the running course, you can't catch him. These guys are just, oh, there he is. Manan is there. Say hi, Manan. Show your hands a little bit. Manan, I can see you. So he is a phenomenal runner. Again, another sub-9 runner. And these guys are all doing their first time. They've never run more than 3 or 4 miles before the season. And I think there's cohort of Sammy, Manan, and Pratham, or like the next Ishan. They are, for them, Ishan is their sort of benchmark. And Ishan does a sub-8 now. Sub-8-minute 10-milers. And think about this. And once they run, they don't stop. Kids are like that, right? Once they run, they just don't stop. They keep going. So brilliant. Dia and all the kids, phenomenal. And then let me talk now about Shrida and Disha, our first-time podcast specialist who started off for the first time. These guys, and Kushi, I think I should just saw Kushi. Good job, Kushi. You're doing a great job for the first time. You're running for the first time 10 milers. She's done 2 times. Shrida has never missed a run. I'm so proud of Shrida. I think she has not missed any run this season. Yeah, she's saying hi to everybody. And she is nicely come down to a 12-13 minute mile right now. On an average, she was doing 15 minute or something last time. And she has not missed a single sort of, at least maybe 95% she has done, Shrida. And Shrida is totally ready for a half marathon. And on this side, Disha, she's been a little up and down. But mentally, she's ready because I am here. She can run, but she can't hide from me. So, poor thing has got extra training from me. And I think Disha is also ready. Disha is also totally ready because she has a mental strength is there. We have Raghu and Shubha there too. And Raghu is another 5 out of 5 candidate. Being a doctor, saving lives, coronavirus, you name it. every day telemedicine, 50 patients, constant talking for morning 8 o'clock to night. But then he still has the energy to go and run every day, hasn't missed a single run in a long time. And that is Raghu. He's completely committed. He has lost maybe 10, 15 pounds. Is that right, Raghu? He's looking like Shah Rukh Khan right now. You're on mute, buddy.
Oh, thank you, Bala. Actually, I guess, I think they say it always starts at the top. And I think it's all because of your motivation and amazing group of everybody, I just long to see everybody's messages. And sometimes I just, at the late night, I may not have time to kind of respond, but each and every message and each one of them trying to, whatever they're telling me, it's very impressive, Bala. And this group keeps me motivating. That's what I want to actually makes it happen. And thanks to you for everything you do. And I just wish, I had your energy, buddy.
Oh man, you're better than me, buddy. You're better than me, Raghu. So
Hello? Yeah, actually, I said I wish I had your energy, and you always say I'm your prodigy, and I think I really wish I could be there one day just like yourself.
You will be, dude. You will be. You're already there 2 years ago, buddy. So you are like 10 times better than me, man. So that is Raghu. Phenomenal work ethic. And then my special runner, Shubha. She is my partner. So the relationship with Shubha on running, me and Shubha running is this. Last half marathon, I promised her that she's running her first time, last time. And she was doing 18, 19 minutes per mile. That is her split, right? And that is last time I'm talking about. And I said, whatever it is, I'll be with you. So I ran with her for a last half marathon. Ran, walk, whatever you can say, the entire half marathon. And I know the struggle she went through. It was not an easy experience. It's more difficult to do a half marathon in 18 and 19 minutes or 20-minute splits than somebody, let's say like Pratham or Manan or Sami at 8.5 minutes. Because when you're 8.5 minutes, your body is in full flow. You just run and you just finish it off in like maybe less than 2 hours. But in Shubha's case, she has to do it for 4 hours. 4 hours or 15 minutes or something. Keep it on and on. It never ends, right? It's a different sort of a mindset. And I was there every minute. And I saw the pain, the struggle that she has gone through. I was season 2. And I think she came in thinking that this time I will not struggle, period. This time I'm not struggle. And the way to do that is I just focus on myself. This is me time. Running is me time. I will not miss a single thing. Whether it is 10 o'clock in the night, 11 o'clock in the night, I have triplets. I have, a dog. I have one more daughter. I have 85 different things. Very busy husband, doctor. Come what may. Running is my time. I will not let go of that. That was her mindset in season 3. And it was clear when you look at her, she's now averaging 16 to 16.5 minutes a mile. I mean, going from 19.5 to 16.5 is a 10 times bigger achievement than going from 11 minutes to 8 minutes. Do you guys agree? That is huge. So I really think you should give a huge round of applause to Shubha for making that happen. Well done, Shubha. She is totally ready to do a half marathon. This time she will do it with a smile.
Thank you, Bala. Thank you, everybody.
I'm not able to hear you, Shubha.
I'm trying. I don't know. There are days that I just feel like, why am I doing this to myself? But there are days that, like, when I can get it done, I'm like so glad it's done.
Yeah. Yep.
Actually, Bala, just to say this, there are a few times, I hope you guys can hear me.
Yes.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Bala. There are times that, late nights, as you mentioned, there are times I almost wanted to say, what, I'm not going to do this tonight. I'm going to text Bala, I'm going to do it tomorrow or do something. She has absolutely stood by my side and she said, take the treadmill, you work till midnight, I'll go past that. You have to get it done. No excuses. You have to do it. She has pushed me one from you and the other one is her. She actually pushes me to get it done too. So really all the time.
Amazing.
She's the one who keeps motivating me. Actually, Bala, when I run and there are days that I run and I'm like, I can't do it. I can hear your voice in my ear, but I feel Sheila on my back pushing me. It's like I feel a hand on my back when I'm running by myself. He's like pushing me, going, keep going, don't stop. You got to do this. We have to get to the end line.
Amazing. Well done, well done. And we have two more remaining. We have the little, shoot, my B12 is acting.
Havisha?
Havisha. Yes, Havisha. Thank you. So Havisha is our little, Havisha was just joined. She joined about 2 months after the season started. And she's going to do her first 8K. Okay, she has never run. And she is ready. She just finished her PR 3.1 mile last week. And she is looking great. Havisha, you're going to do half marathon next year, okay? Well done. Let's give a big hand for Havisha, baby. Good job, Havisha. Really nice. Yes, thank you. Sure thing. And then...
And then when we're first running, we did the...
Yeah. Good job, Havisha. I'm really proud of you. You've done a great job, especially great kids. Havisha, Disha, Poonam, sorry, not Poonam, Kushi, Shrida. Who else is there?
I think I see Kushi with her mother.
Okay, Pratham, Man and Sami. Man, these kids have been just amazing this time. And then finally, last but not the least, we have Renu. She has been another pretty amazing trainer this time. I know Renu, she's shy. I think she's not showing a face. But she moved from A to B just because she wants to do the Philly one. I think that's a good decision. But before moving, she was totally on it. Really on it this time. She didn't have knee pain. She also had like some knee issues, but she was afraid. Absolutely, she's conquered that. Not missed a single day. In fact, I myself was really surprised at the way Renu was going at it. So Renu, well done. Very nice job.
Looking forward to Philly.
Yeah, you will look forward. We'll do Philly together for sure. Hopefully by the time everything gets sorted out, and we'll do Philly together. But anyway, guys, as you can see, the cross section of achievement and the storyline, we all have done some pretty amazing stuff. Pretty amazing stuff. All of us together. Hey, Moni. Sorry, I missed Moni because I didn't see her. I mean, Moni is Moni, Deepak. So I talked about Deepak, I talked about Dia. Moni is another senior runner, and she was sick also, and she's ready. She just finished a 10-mile run for a second half. I know she's always ready. And, Moni is there. Hey, Moni, just wanted to say, man, you did a fantastic job as well, huh? You're on mute. Okay, I think she's saying thank you for me and the group. I can just look at her voice and her mouth, and I think that's what she's saying. Thank you, Moni. Good job. So for let's look forward now. So I want to give two types of suggestions. Okay, one that is common for everybody, and then the second one is let's structure it for folks who want to run outside and folks who want to run inside. Now some of the common things let's talk about. Now, what are the things that you're going to miss by not being in a half marathon experience? So unfortunately, especially the first timers, one of the beauty of running a half marathon in a half marathon event is being in that energy, 5,000, 10,000 people running around you, is a completely different experience. Typically, that's why you should always add 3 miles to your long run. That's how half marathon is, That's why we normally don't train for 30 miles. We run for 10 miles. And you know that the last 3 miles anyway is the race day 3-mile adrenaline will take you in. So you don't upset your body and run 13 miles and then recover. So you only train for 10 miles and get better and better at it for 10 miles. But definitely that's a miss. We all will feel it. But the upside of that is if you can do a half marathon in the shitty conditions, right? Where nobody is there except you to cheer yourself. Imagine what will happen to you when you finally get a chance to do that. That's another way of looking at it. That's how I my first ship on board when I started sailing, my first ship. I remember I went and joined my first ship. It was in New York in December. And the ship was in Anchorage. That means I had to take a small boat and then climb up the ship. And that day it was like some crazy weather, and I came directly from a Chennai-born guy who has never seen anything called winter. And I was in Calcutta, but really haven't seen anything. First time coming alone, single guy, $25 in my hand, and then I suddenly just thrust into this empty Diana, the name of the ship, in the middle of the ocean. and I am climbing. So normally the ships normally come on shore and then you climb up in a nice, staircase. But it was my luck. I was a single guy. Wind is billowing. And I'm wearing like some Chennai bought, thing, and a normal gloves, cotton gloves, kind of a gloves, not cotton, but simple cloth gloves. And I am going there, and I'm already first time shivering. And then the ship is in ballast condition. That means the ship, the top part of the ship is almost 15 meters from the sea, from the surface of the ocean, and the boat comes and it's swaying. Boat is swaying, and those guys just put what is called as a pilot ladder. The ladder is just made of ropes, okay, and a little bit of a wooden plank. So you basically climb on it like that. Now, of course, I could do it towards the end of my career. It's a normal thing, but that's the first time I'm doing it. Okay, and it's on the side of the ship. So the boat, I'm just saying, I need to climb this thing. My luggage and all, they just put a rope and took it away. So I'm supposed to climb. I'm talking about like 4 or 5 stories, or maybe 3 or 4 stories. I have to climb in the rope, sort of a ladder kind of a thing. I mean, first time going to a new profession, I didn't want to say I'm afraid. Then, my first image only will be gone. So I have to do it. So I start climbing this rope ladder. Okay. 4 steps, 5 steps, 10 steps, and then the boat which was there down below, he said, okay, this guy will climb up, because he thought every normal marina is a normal thing, and he just went away. So right now it's just freaking water down below. Wind is blowing, wind is blowing on my face, and I am just climbing, this whole thing is like swinging a little bit. I am losing my shit, completely losing my shit, and then going a little bit more, maybe in the middle of, somewhere in the middle, my hands is just frozen, completely frozen. And I knew that if I was catching both sides, I knew if I put my next one, I might lose the grip of this one, and I might just fall into the water from there. That will be a disaster. So my mind froze, my body froze, and I just was like, man, this is crazy. And I just hugged the rope ladder, and I said, sorry, I can't do this. I just my mind was just like, I just can't do this. And then that is when the guys on the top realized that this is an emergency situation, because man overboard is a dangerous thing in shipping, because especially if you're in winter North Atlantic, December end, and in temperatures of water is around less, maybe 1 degree or less than, around that. So if you fall in, your hypothermia, all that thing will happen. So it's like a complete disaster scenario. Then everybody came, then they threw another ladder. Till that time I'm like this, the wind is swaying, I'm going along with this, my face is frozen, stiff completely in the New York weather. And then they put another one, another guy came around, like this took about 15 minutes, then they just hugged me to give me some body warming, and they tied me and another guy tied together, and a crane came and just literally lifted me along with the ladder into this is the start of my career. Okay, this is the start of my career. Why I'm giving you the story is that I said, holy smokes, this is the starting of the career for which I dreamt about, I studied, I really wanted to do it. I mean, one way of thinking is that, man, this is not the career I want to take. That's it. I'm not going to do it. This is it. I'll just quit and go. The other way to think of it was, anything from this point is upside. Anything and everything from this point is going to be fun. And which is what it turned out to be. For the next 10 years, I must have had the greatest experience of my life. Every day was fun, because my benchmark was me hanging in winter North Atlantic wind, freaking hands, face, everything frozen, nothing I could see. That was my starting point of my career. So I'm saying this story because there's always a downside for anything, but there is always a mega upside for anything. And right now you guys are in that downside. You are right now hanging in that ladder with coronavirus winds swinging you left and right, nobody to cheer you. You probably might be doing all alone in a freaking, treadmill. Nobody to even give a pat on your, on your sort of, when you're mile 4, when you're drinking water, there'll be a lot of people cheering you. Nobody's going to happen like that. Maybe you can do it yourself. This is the you are empty Diana moment. Okay. There are 2 ways of thinking through this. If you do this, then you are actually done this in the worst of starting point for a first time runner. After this, anything and everything you do in the world of running, you're going to crush it, because everything is going to be so much fun from now onwards, right? This is the worst thing, doing it in a treadmill or doing it alone or doing it in your dining room or your backyard or your first half, right? So keep that in mind, and that is also in the Zen running part, goes into the Zen running part. the tougher the situation is for you, think of it as this is mental strength training for me. I'm going to form the baseline now. And this baseline is going to help you for the rest of your life. Because when you do this 13-mile run, after that, next time after 1 month of rest or something, and when I ask you to do 3-mile run in a beautiful summer, think about how you will feel, right? That's how it's going to be. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. I hope keep that image. Somebody is chatting. I just want to make sure. Okay, it's just Fisher saying hello. Okay, so that was first point I wanted to say. So now what is going to happen on the overall 13 miles? So this is how I want you guys to think about. Let's talk about treadmill run. Now, treadmill run is actually very therapeutic. Okay, if you are going for treadmill run for 13 mile, I think I told in one of the things that 13-mile treadmill run is actually something that you can easily do. The only thing for whether it is a treadmill run is you will have to mimic a half marathon. What does that mean? You cannot stop and start a watch, right? Remember that. If you want to take rest, feel free to take rest, but your watch doesn't stop. That's the first thing. So once you start, when you drink water, when you just go to the toilet, all of that is part of that running time. So that is the first step I want to do in treadmill run. So what I would suggest is try to mimic a proper half marathon experience. So maybe you can tell your kids or somebody that, hey, I'm going to start. My suggestion is start at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's also mimicking a half marathon experience, right? Don't start at 1 o'clock after lunch because you will never have that type of thing. So you got to think like as if you're going to do a half marathon. That means you get up at 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning, have a breakfast, and then clear your tummy. And tell your mom or your spouse or kids that 8 o'clock I'm starting. Maybe you can also put on the drum rolls in a laptop and just get the drum roll started. Have a US national anthem going, and then once the national anthem is finished, you can start your run. Who knows? Do something creative. Ask your friends to take a video of how you started your run in half marathon for all you know. But once you start,
I think somebody can try. You can do a watch together, so Facebook watch. So you want to try it, you can do that. We'll watch you.
That's a great experience too. Maybe I send you a hangout, like a Zoom link like this. Maybe Sapna, you have an account, you said. You send a Zoom link like this. And that's a great idea. Hey, why don't you want to do that? Everybody wants to do treadmill run. We all start at 8 o'clock. We all run together separately on virtually. Okay? Yeah.
Like a video conference, yeah. We'll all watch. We'll all cheer you.
I think that's a great idea for treadmills. We should do that. But 8 o'clock it starts. Keep that in mind. Let's keep it real as possible. Saturday or Sunday, whenever you're starting, you start at 8 o'clock. Once you set it up, I also suggest, because it's a treadmill, ideally you should put it at the angle of the treadmill to be around 1 degree up. That is when it actually mimics the actual treadmill thing. They say it's 2 degrees, but it's okay. 1 degree up. The effort is 2 degree. When you put it at 2 degree up, that is when it mimics the actual resistance you would see in a run. Okay, so you might want to do that to just mimic the exact strength that is needed. That is first. I'm only talking about treadmill right now, and then we'll talk about outside runs. The second thing in treadmill run. The first point is what? Once you start, you are not stopping in terms of clock. That is, of course, you can go to the restroom and all that in between. That is one. Second thing in treadmill run is because you control the speed, right, in treadmill. So there is something completely artificial when compared to half marathon, actual running on the ground. It's completely different, right? Unfortunately, that's the downside of running in a treadmill. So let's get the upside of that. So when you're controlling the speed, then maybe you can control it perfectly, right? You can literally control it perfectly. So what is the meaning of controlling it perfectly in a treadmill run? Here is what I want you guys to do. First 3 miles is what I call it as warm-up run. 10 to 15% less than your base pace. So let's say your base pace is 5 miles, or if you put it at 5, it's a 12-minute pace, 12:30 or something. Put it at 4.6, 4.7 treadmill, 4.7 and start running. And then 3 miles finish, go to base pace. Base pace should be for up to 10 miles. So 3 to 10 is your base running. And then 10 to 13 is when you should constantly, slowly keep increasing the pace. Not like, let's say 5 miles, in the same experience, 5 miles, then you can do 5.1. And then see after every 0.5 miles, do 5.2. like that you can go, and then the last 0.5 miles, just keep increasing as much as you can. That is what you should do in treadmill. Okay, that's what you should do in treadmill. The third suggestion is you're not watching a TV and other stuff during treadmill. If you want to mimic the half marathon, you're not getting a TV, right? You can have a audio maybe. So have an audio or focus on running. That's what you should do on treadmill run. That's the third suggestion I would give if you want to do treadmill. This will be the closest to mimicking a half marathon. Every 2 miles, you have, before you start the run, you have a table where you can put, 2 mile cup of Gatorade, 4 mile, 6 mile, like that you can keep. Like that you can also keep a gel. Folks who want to take a gel. So every 2 miles, take a drink. Make sure you take a drink. And then have one gel before the race, before the start. And have a gel around mile 6. Have a gel around mile 10. Keep it all nicely handled. That's why you get up at 6:30, do all that stuff. And then you start the race. And switch on your watch. What your watch says doesn't mean anything. It's a treadmill distance is what is important. Okay, I know that there will be a disconnect between what the watch says. Focus on what the treadmill says, 13.1 miles in treadmill. That is what you need to do, and just go with that 13.1 mile. In summary, and then I'll open it up for some questions for treadmill. What are the things in summary? First thing is mimic it as much as you can. So 8 o'clock in the morning, start. That's a typical starting point. Don't stop the watch once you start. That's the point number 2. Have breakfast in the morning. 6:30 in the morning, get up. 6 o'clock in the morning, get up. Have breakfast, clear your tummy, and then 8 o'clock you start the race. If a Zoom thing like Madhavi said, we will create it, so maybe we can all run together. Only folks who want to do it together, we can figure it out in the WhatsApp group. And then have a Gatorade before the race, and then 2 mile, 1 small cup, 4 miles, 6 mile, like that every 2 miles. Gel, 1 before it. I'm hoping you're not having caffeine gel. Remember me. So non-caffeine gels. By the way, I feel fantastic. All my tests came, good. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. All the test is good. My doctor, I just had a cardio appointment 2 days ago. She said that I have no idea why it happened to you. I'm like, oh, very good. That is very, that is very, you say you don't have any idea. So what do I do now? Said like, I have no idea why it happened. Maybe it's a caffeine or whatever. But everything came out well. So you can do light running till we do cardiac MRI, which is just to see how the heart works. That nobody does it until the corona problem is solved. So for the next 2 months, I'll just do small CP runs and then get back to training. So I think I'm at least in good lesson learned, and I feel I'm out of the woods a little bit there. But anyway, so that is that. And then you start the run, 2 miles, 4 miles, like that you have it, and then record it as per treadmill distance and not as per your Garmin thing. No TV, nothing, no Netflix, nothing. Focusing on running. Okay, and of course you can do headphones. That is what I would call it an ideal running. Of course, you can always go away from ideal and figure it out, which is slightly better for you. But that would be an ideal running. You can, I think Sapna also, thanks to Sapna's push, now you have the bib. So put the bib, ask your kids to take pictures if you're in a treadmill. These are all some lovely, memory you can have later on. That's your first half marathon experience. Any questions? And of course, first 3 miles is 10 to 15% less than base pace. 3 to 10 is base pace, and after 10, just go all out. Questions, comments, thoughts on this treadmill run?
If you're going at a 4.5 pace, what would be your pace after it would be before the base pace run?
So you will do a 4.7, 4.8 like that. Put 4.7, 4.8 for the first 3 miles. Sorry, 4.3, 4.2 in the first 3 miles. Okay? Everybody good with this? Now let us talk about external running. Now, first of all, in COVID thing, now I'm also kind of going through this. So I did 2 or 3 rounds outside run, okay? I didn't see a single soul when I ran. So literally I ran around, it was all like the best social distance run. Literally, I didn't see anybody. I didn't even see a crow, man. I think even all the birds went away. I think there's nothing in the streets. So I was thinking, man, this is the best social distance run. But then a doctor immediately called me, like Shailendra, Sau's husband, called me and said, what the hell we are doing outside? Go back in. And he shouted and put me back into my house because he feels that, the virus will be there in the air and, somebody else is there breathing and all that. This is a peak time in New Jersey. So there is that thought process. I don't want to revisit it. So I just went back. But if social distancing and thing, it's actually quite easy to be social distance run if you want right now. in New Jersey. So it's a personal decision. Obviously, it's a personal decision, whichever way you want to do it. Anyway, for New Jersey, it is next week, 19th only. So we have another 1 week. Things are already sort of, tapering down, beginning to taper down in the New York area. Who knows? Every day is like 1 year for now in the world of coronavirus time frame. So we will see where it goes. But it's a personal choice that I think you guys should make. Be smart and don't be heroic and, treadmill. If, by the way, folks who don't have treadmill, first of all, if you don't have treadmill, if you're seriously a serious runner, I think you should have a treadmill at home. Because of winters, anyway, you need to have treadmill, So better to have a treadmill. It's an investment that you should make. Don't hesitate, just buy it. You should have a treadmill. Like, I'm looking at Pratham, Mannan and all. You guys are excellent runners. Anyway, you need treadmill at home because you'll do other type of training in treadmill too. I remember Deepak also purchased treadmill for the same logic only, And no point in just running only outside. But so keep that in mind. Better to invest in treadmill. Even now, you can just go to Costco and pick it up, or one of those places and pick it up, and they'll deliver it next day only. I think Amazon also does it in a couple of days. So think like that. Good to invest in treadmill. If you want to run outside, this is my suggestion for you for running outside. Choose a circular route. My suggestion is choose a circular route, especially with a social distance scenario. Don't take water and run with you. Unnecessary extra weight. So that's why my suggestion is choose a circular route if you have possibility. So if it's a 3-mile loop, fantastic. So that you can finish multiple loops and then you can keep water and everything in the place where you started and you can have that. That is one suggestion I can give. Will help you manage the logistics better, especially because you don't have any support system when you're running. For Srivatsan, full marathon is a whole new ball game. You got to, I'm assuming you'll have been supporting by your, people are there. Yeah, because it's a whole new ball game. You can't run alone for 26 miles. That's just.
I'm planning on carrying my water for that.
Okay, do that. That also is good, but you will still maybe need more than that. Trust me, you might need more than that. One is not enough for you. So you might need to have support system, but that's a separate discussion. Maybe, now that others would have done, they would figure it out. But for the first time runners, maybe Stevenson, you are free. For the others, maybe you can help like that. Maybe you can be on a minivan or something, and at certain point you can go and stop and provide them something has to figure it out. But don't run. First time runners, if you're running not a circular route and if it is like 7 miles up and 7 miles down, you better figure out the place where you can get 2 miles, 4 miles, 6 miles. You have to do that. Okay, don't take it lightly.
And I'd say don't run alone also.
That is another side of the story, correct. So maybe you can do it, run together separately kind of a story, like 10 feet away. I don't know. Pacing is also there. I have no idea how this is going to work out. It's not as my experience here. But
have a family member track you, tag you, hang along with you. Like you said, in a minivan or something. But
Yeah.
I say don't. Something happens to you physically. You want somebody to be there to, especially if you're running outside.
Yeah. Hey, Nimesh, you wanted to say something? I see your hand up.
No, I'm good. I, in fact, wanted to say something about Shalini, but that's okay. That's fine.
Oh, okay, you can say now also, buddy. If it's something good,
no, the only thing I wanted to say that she is in fact a motivator for me as well. I remember that when I had hosted a lunch at my place, I had done 7 miles on that day, and I was feeling pretty low because of running on that gravel and all that surface. So I asked her that, hey Shalini, what do you think about this half marathon? And she said, Nimesh, believe me, when I started training in the first half, I did not even register until the last few weeks, and I was not sure if I will be able to do it or not. And then I finished with a smile. So don't worry about it. Just go for it. And the way she told me at ease and the way she expressed herself, it really instilled a lot of confidence in me. And then I thought, well, now I'm going to do it. That's what I wanted to do.
Thank you for sharing the story. Go, Shalini. Go, Shalini.
Yeah. I have one suggestion. What I did on my 13-mile run was I ran alone. Because my kids were doing the 10 mile and they turned back, and I went, it was one way, 6.5 mile I went, 6.7 I went, and I came back. I carried water, but I did not carry enough. I thought 3 bottles would be enough because I didn't plan for it. It's my mistake. So I think it's better if you're carrying a backpack, you won't feel the weight, but it is a little difficult. If somebody is there to support you, it is well and good. But if you can't plan the logistics, I would take at least 5 bottles of water, 5 bottles, I think should be decent. Because in the middle, I felt I ran out of water and, I was getting, if when you run more than the base pace, after 10 miles, you begin to feel the thirst.
Correct.
So, that was the only difficulty I had, but I finished it. So this time, whoever is doing it alone, just carry enough water in your backpack. If you do a circular one, you can keep it at, I did keep some of the bottles on the way so that when I ran back, I could get it, but still it was not enough and I had some difficulty, but so plan accordingly.
Also for Srivatsan 26 mile, I think it is better the team supporting.
Yeah, I think separately for Srivatsan. Srivatsan is a completely different beast right now. So maybe I'll call him separately. This is a different, Srivatsan cannot do this alone like this. Impossible.
I even told him, I'll go drop you, Srivatsan. I'll come back and do. He's like, no, I don't want anything.
No. Srivatsan, don't take it like that. Don't take it lightly. I mean, I am your greatest example of taking it lightly. What happened with me? So, at the end of the day, it's a big one. It's a biggie. So, yeah, at the end of the day, you're going into uncharted territory. Remember that. You have not done that. Even you've only done 20. You have not done 26. And in the law of marathon, right? There are 3 marathon efforts in a marathon. 3 half marathon efforts in a marathon. First half marathon effort is 13 miles. Second half marathon effort is 13 to 20. The third half marathon effort is 20 to 26. So you have not done the third half marathon effort really. So the last 6 miles is the last 6 miles, the most important 6 miles. All your training has to work in the last 6 miles. Same thing for other half marathoners too. The last 3 miles is the real reason why you trained. Okay, and you guys haven't gone there, and you're going to go there this time.
I had a question.
Yeah.
Bala. So we've run 10 miles last 2 weekends. How much more water should we anticipate for the last 3?
My suggestion is, Sapna, simple rule of thumb, a glass of Gatorade every 2 miles. Just a glass means like plastic glass milta na during the race, that plastic glass. That is the glass of Gatorade every 2 miles. So just multiply that and figure it. That is how much you need.
But Bala, we've not been, like Amni and Sapna, I can say for sure, we've not been drinking water at all.
We're doing it before the run.
We hydrate before, and I take the goo, and maybe sometimes I eat the chews, and that's it. I'm not thirsty. I'm not.
Same. I've been doing fine with orange gel and water before and after.
I would love to support you and agree with this thought process if the one city marathon did not happen, So just forget about all this. Just drink the salt water, the Gatorade. I'm saying now, okay, don't take the full, take half glass if you think it is. Better to drink, guys. Dehydration is the reason why this happened for me, in my opinion. Clearly.
Because I haven't practiced running with water. That's true. I've not practiced with running with water. That is one thing I didn't want to introduce new.
Yeah, see, that's what I was telling you right at the beginning. I don't want you guys to run with water. In ideal, this back thing also, no, if you have never done it, it's not comfortable, okay? It's not at all comfortable. I've done it all the time. It's not that comfortable to run in your back if you haven't done it before. So that's why I'm saying you guys have to see. First of all, you guys are having a straight run or is it a circular run?
Straight and back.
Mine is straight too.
Oh, sure.
Like 6, 7 plus back. But on the way, I was thinking we have places where we can place water before.
I was thinking that is the next step. So see, there is a race director course is there, where the logistics of race is a science in itself. They actually how to do the race setup to support the runners. It's a proper course. Of course, unfortunately, there's no race director for you. So you're going to be the first time half marathon or first time race directors also. The minimum you can do is, if it is motorable now, just go and place a bottle of Gatorade every 2 miles, little small Gatorade, no? Just keep it. Nobody's going to touch it. Anyway, it's coronavirus time. Just place every 2 miles and place it, I'm saying. If it is motorable, just go there and place it previous night only. And then at least you have the water. Do something like that. Think a little outside the box. Don't just do alone and run and come out like that. Or think of a circular thing. One of these two. Maybe you can run around your neighborhood only. One circle is 1 mile or something, 2 circles. I don't know what. You figure it out. Whichever is the best way to do this.
Our neighborhood is hilly. We start running, my heart rate goes up.
No hilly. Correct. Anyway, you guys should figure it out. But this is the framework I'm giving you. For New Jerseyers, I don't know, people who are running outside. If you're running in, say, Johnson Park, That's nicely socially distanced actually. Not many people are there in Johnson Park. I don't know if
Parks are closed, Bala. All parks, all trails are closed.
Oh, okay.
So you can't run. Yeah.
Past the street routes, yeah.
So Bala, I have in fact identified the circular route in our area.
Yeah.
And that has worked out pretty well. And in fact, in last 10-mile run, I mimicked the half marathon. So I had a banana before I started. Then while running, I ate one banana. And then 3 miles and 6 miles, I had goop, gel.
Yeah.
And it worked out pretty well. But the advantage I had was that in circular route, every 3 miles, my house is on the way. So I kept everything at my house. So it worked out well.
That's what you should do.
I think that would be a good thing. We can also motivate the people sitting from our house because they can see us. We'll be sitting outside. Like on my flat post, they can just leave the water. They can go around, drink, come back, drink.
Yeah. Yes, Raghu.
Yeah, Bala, actually, I was also thinking for the New Jersey guys, just a thought again, maybe, Nimesh, Renu, and, they can all come up with ideas. I was thinking, like the Menlo Park School, the Jamaica Avenue, that's a square, and also the stretch of street. If you go on the Calvert Avenue, go as if you're going towards Union Street and all that, that's a pretty lengthy road. It kind of gives you, if you run 1 mile, it almost kind of simulates the running in the trail. Since the trail is closed, so maybe we can actually have the kids or whoever is running on that day sit in the car, like park along the streets. On Sunday, nobody's going to be there and coronavirus is in full flow. So we can probably run. I was just telling Shubha, that might be a good idea, that Menlo Park School in that area, that square thing. It could probably give us an outdoor experience, plus also, this, we don't have to worry about carrying the thing and running on treadmill. Just a thought.
Yeah. So let us do this. We can figure out in the WhatsApp. You can suggest, Google Map. You can suggest the routes and all that. But yeah, circular route would be better.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Bala. I'll take this on a side, but there is one absolutely deserted road I have identified. I ran there yesterday. I did not see a single soul in 3 miles run, and there were only few cars passed by. So I'll share that location with you guys if anybody's interested in going there.
Yeah, please do.
And is it a flat one or?
It's absolutely flat. No uphill, downhill, nothing.
Perfect.
It's an industrial area.
Okay. So one change for the running out. So figure out the routes. We'll do it during the thing. But one change for the runners running outside, especially New Jersey with the risk and all that. You don't have to do the 8 o'clock in the morning. If you think that chances of traffic is a little bit more. Okay. You can do 5 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the night or whatever, whichever is you're comfortable with. If you want to reduce the density, you can do that. But the logic still holds. Once you start that watch, you're not stopping the watch. That means you want to make sure you don't do rookie mistakes like Garmin power went away and those kind of things. So you got to prepare for a race. Last time Renu missed out on the One City 8K, and I know it is for other reasons also came into play. But there is also a preparation that needs to take place before a race, which is before you go to a sleep the previous night. You need to, let's say if you're doing the bib, I would suggest everybody should do the bib just for the fun sake. Prepare the bib, put it in your t-shirt, nicely organize it, have the socks, shoes inside, make sure you put your hands inside the shoe and remove any small nail or some stone that got stuck there. That is what you clean up the shoes of the base of the shoe, the sole of the shoe, I mean. Laces, good condition, t-shirts, undergarments, what do you call the anti-chaffing cream? What is it called, man? The Desitin. Have Desitin on your groin area so that it doesn't have any issues there. What else? Like the goose, the gel, everything you set it up. Give the respect that it deserves. That's all I'm saying. Give the respect it deserves. Previous night, please go to sleep. Drink a lot of water. Please go to sleep. Next day morning, wake up at least 2 hours before the race time. Minimum 2 hours. Okay, so that you can get up, eat. The metabolic rate also kind of comes up into the nice shape, and then you start running with a certain time, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever is the time frame, you start. Okay, that's how you want to do. Don't think like, wake up in the morning, late sleep because you're working from home, get up at 11 o'clock in the morning, and then go to run at 1 o'clock in the afternoon without planning. That's not fun. We shouldn't do that. I know it's tempting to do when you're in working from home situation, right?
One question. Yeah. So, yeah, do we have to pause the Garmin when we have the gel or the
Nothing.
during the rest? No, no.
No pausing. I mean, think about it. If you're in a race, your race clock is not pausing just because you're stopping for, a gel, right? So it's the same story. You keep going. Like tomorrow, there are cases where people had to go for a pee during actual race. So they go and stand in the line in that porta potty. 5 minutes goes away there only, but it is unfortunately they have to deal with it. So that's the way it should be. Once it starts, you don't stop. Okay. So again, yes. Who has some other question? Somebody had a question.
So Bala, how much is the time for in what time we have to finish the race? Is it a time limit?
That's the positive of our COVID scenario, right? There is no time to finish because normally 3.5 hours is what they say.
Oh, 3.5.
Okay, but we can stretch it to 4 hours. So 3.5 hours is a normal cutoff for any half marathon race schedules, and 4 hours you can stretch it. So think of it as within 4 hours you try to finish it.
Okay.
I mean, all of you will finish before less than 4. I have no doubts about it. The logic is still the same. 3 miles slower than base pace. I need you guys. So you've done all the control runs, right? Okay. Don't give me progressive runs. For 13 miles, don't give me progressive runs. That is it's great, but don't give me progressive runs. That's not the idea. 3 miles base pace, less than base pace. The next 7 miles is like hunker down on base pace. Standard, solid base pace. Remember, your race starts at mile 11, or rather mile 10. Okay, your race starts at mile 10. Till the time you're only doing long run. Mile 10, your race starts. Last 3 miles is when your training comes into fray. So if you put all your chips all in by race 10 and then last 3 miles you're struggling, your race, you haven't done a good job on the race. You know what I mean? Last 3 miles, that is it. So first 10 miles, do this, and then once the 10 miles, have a nice gel, go whatever, and then let's get the race done. Last 3 miles is a 5K. So basically 5K is the race you need to do. Pratham and Manan, especially Sami, he has done it before.
Uncle?
Yes. 1 minute, baby. Pratham and Sam, this one you're doing it for the first time. Don't overspeed in the first 10 miles, Pratham and Manan. I see that you guys run too fast, okay? And it's great. But now the last 3 miles is where you haven't done it before, right? So I don't want to restrict you too much. At the same time, I don't want you guys to run so fast. And then at the mile 10, first timers, they had cramps. Their energy was gone. They felt disappointed. This happened with Tanush and few people in our group when they ran the first time. So I can only tell you, you need to experience it. Then only you will know what I'm talking about. But hold it. Your last 3 miles, you will do a phenomenal job, Manan. If the last 3 miles, you crush it. That means you have such speed in the last 3 miles, then I know you have controlled yourself. Okay, it's mind control. Remember that. Any questions?
I think I'm gonna do the treadmill run.
What is that?
I think I'm gonna do treadmill run.
Yes, you will do treadmill run. Good. Shrida?
What I want to say is, I realized that while you're running the half marathon, just pretend and shift your mind into thinking that, oh, it's just another long run of 10 miles or so or whatever you're running. And then, yeah.
That's a good idea.
Very good.
When you get to 10 miles, just snap into, oh, wait, I'm supposed to do this. Yay, I did 10 miles.
Yeah, Shrida.
That's good advice from Shrida. Basic thing is she's saying don't overthink it. First 10 miles, just think it's long run, and then suddenly you wake up and do a half marathon. Good job, Shrida. Thank you. So that is pretty much it, guys. Okay? Long run, it's a historic day. Yes, Sapna, I'm going to give you a chance. It's a historic day. First of all, be proud of this thing, okay? Even though all the things are happening. Remember me flying in the middle of the ship scenario. And this is a historic day. Only upside from here. And it's going to be amazing starting tomorrow. It's Saturday. The Boston guys will start tomorrow. Please, everybody have a bib. I think it's a nice picture. Everybody can, maybe let's all do one thing. Unfortunately, there's no medal. But once you finish your 13 mile, at least show your bib like this and take a picture like that. So everybody has the same sort of view. Make that happen. Like, do something like, let's do this. Everybody shows their bib and smile. That's what everybody's picture should be. So that will be goes into our collection.
I would like to say to not become a social care worker while you're running. Like,
yes, don't become a social care worker. And unfortunately, t-shirts haven't arrived. Otherwise, we could have run with the t-shirt. But that is for another day.
Okay. So, Bala, one more question before we disperse about like things to carry. Let's say something like apple or food. Like, what kind of things should we carry during the race? Because I tend to get hungry. My metabolism is very fast.
Correct. So gel is good. Breakfast, definitely have a good breakfast. Like typically I suggest, the non-oily kind of breakfast, like the, what do you call, bagel cream and that type of stuff. You can have definitely 1 or 2 apples and oranges like that you can have in mile 6 and mile 10. Okay. Gel is there. Gel is going to give you the energy that is needed. But mile 6 and mile 10 would be ideal to have an apple or orange.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
After mile 10, I thought 3 miles again we divvy it up. Do we give like all 3 are considered the same, or do you wait for the last mile too?
Come again, like divvy it up means?
I thought after you run even 11th and 12th mile little slower, and then the 13th is what you give your all. Is it all? Are you treating all 3 miles the same as like the 13th mile?
So the 3 miles, ideally, I would like to have progressive reverse split. That's the idea. So mile 10 base pace, mile 11 start the progression, 11, 12 and 13 should be progressive reverse split. If it is an ideal run, that's how it should look.
Thanks.
Okay.
I want to add one more point if I can.
Yes, please.
The previous night is also important. Today, some people do tomorrow, some people do Sunday, whatever is the previous night. I think they have to load the carb, take good sleep. I think you mentioned it, but I think that emphasis should be there and wake up really fresh and then do that.
Correct. Good sleep, lot of carb food, eat good food in the previous night. Important. Absolutely. Meghna, you have a hand up.
Oh, that was for earlier question actually, Bala, but I have another question.
Yeah.
What I wanted to ask was, like, I tried the reverse split really hard. I tried very consciously also to control this reverse split. But for me, the staggered thing works, where 1 mile is a little bit higher than the next. Is that okay?
Totally okay. See, listen, our goal is to finish with a smile. A reverse split and all that is just, I'm giving you what an ideal would look like. That's all. I mean, there is nothing is going to, in life is going to be ideal. So you just try it out, and if it is done, nothing great. Otherwise, we always have more half marathons in our life to come. Life is going to keep trying. The one thing that you should avoid though is you run too fast initially and then totally got exhausted in the last 3 miles that you're walking. That also, if you do, it's nothing wrong, because that's a learning for the next one, right? A lot of time that has happened too. It's fine. Even if that is the case, don't quit. Walk it out and finish it off, and then we'll, pick that learning up for the next time.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yes, Raghu. You're on mute, Raghu.
Yeah. Poonam, just suggested, she wants to actually, like everybody when they run, she wants to, if they send her the video, she is passionate about that. She wants
not the whole video, like 10 seconds.
What I want is just when you guys are finishing the race, just like maybe like 10 seconds, if you have someone videotape you like running the last 10 seconds. I was just gonna like a collage of all of them. So
sure. Good idea. Can we all do that? Last 10-15 seconds or whichever, just ask somebody to capture the video or your own selfie.
Can we do post that after we finish, mimic the last 10? Because we're running alone, some of us. No one's there to take.
Whenever you feel the smile the most, beginning or the end.
Yeah, whenever you wanted to take just 10 seconds of you running, I was just going to make a collage together to send it to everyone. Because even if you're running by yourself, you don't get the the kind of benefit that you do when you come back and you see everyone at the finish line. So it would be nice to just send the video to everyone.
I think it's a great idea. Let's do that. Let's do that, guys. Okay, should we call it off? Any other comments? Very proud of you folks. I'm telling you, you all look like runners already. I'm looking at it. You know what? I should take a picture of this. This is how, after the full, all of you, I can see the face. I used to tell, right? I can see a runner's face from a long distance and say whether these guys are runners or not, because there's something special in that face. I can see that in all of your faces. There you go. Good job, guys. Very, very proud of you. And this, 15, 16 weeks, we also come together as a family. Don't you agree? We all feel, We have know each other well. We can depend on this team. And if you remember the first message, if you go back to my first message, the objective of this was not just to make you guys run, but to build a team, a network of like-minded individuals who can help others and who can also enjoy life and do something hard and make it worth its while, which is what we have done. And next season will start, which we'll talk about it. But let's just get newcomers. You guys are going to be mentors for new runners. So I can train up to 100 runners at a time. That's all I can do. This time we had 61 runners, of course, of which many went to Group B. But 100 runners is the max I can do per season. So I don't know how many of you would come back for the next season. But 61 people, let's say 40 people come back and they want to take a break. That's totally fine. But we can go up to 100. So let your friends know and others know. I already have many of my friends who want to come. All very exciting, interesting people that you will all get to know. And then we can continue the journey for season 3, which will be Philly half marathon.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I thought your goal is to get 1,000 runners.
Yeah, 1,000 total, baby, but 100 at a time.
I have friends also who are interested, Bala. So this is Meghna. Just want to wish everybody good luck and looking forward to hear your success stories after the completion of marathon.
Yeah, thanks, Bala, and
Yeah,
good luck,
Bala.
everyone.
All the best.
Thank you. Bye-bye, guys. Good night.
Good luck, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
See you guys. Bye, Manu. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Have a good day.
Have fun.
One last thing, Bala.
Yes, Raghu. Yes, Raghu.
You normally have the tradition of doing the Hakka dance. Do you want to do it just like a virtual before the last Saturday or something?
Yes, we'll figure something out. I don't know. I have to send the Hakka dance to the team. I think people don't know the Hakka dance. I will send it out.
They don't.
And I told last week.
Wait.
I know there's going to be.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, guys. Good stuff. We'll figure out Hakka dance or something. Take care, guys. Bye. Good luck. Take it out.
Bye. Best of luck.
Yeah. Bye.
Over there.